Hey, what's going on, guys? So I want to give you an update on some things that have been doing to the car. So of course I have the Pro Car Innovations spoiler. This has the Swan neck. They did just come out with this bracket. So previously the brackets that were down here were just these 3 bolts essentially. Well, technically 5, 3 on the inside, 2 on the outside. But they didn't have the section that went down the back of the trunk to be able to help with relieving some of the stress off the trunk of your car from all the downforce that you're putting. So this is fully adjustable, so you can adjust your winglets to be up or down. Same with your spoiler. There's lots of different adjustment points on this. Installing it was somewhat of a pain because whenever you put this in, the 2 outside screws are actually mounted into the factory holes. So that makes it a lot easier for whenever you're actually placing it on the car and have a place to set it, that way you know it's going to be even on the car. The hardest part were the inside bolts, because you're like reaching up inside of the trunk to try to line up the bolts with the studs or the lock nuts, and then trying to like tighten them to get them in there. It's a little bit of a pain. And then for this part, I actually cut the inside of my trunk, just the very small corner piece of it. And then I just kind of folded the metal back and then put the bolt in, tightened the lock nut, and then folded that piece back over it. And then I'll probably go back over and weld that closed. That way I'm not losing any of the structural strength of the corner of the trunk where this is mounted. Another thing that I just got in that I really like are the little control arms, the new ones. So these are all spherical bearings, and you have some nice adjustments here to be able to put your sway bar. Old ones, of course, you just have your 1 point for the sway bar. So here's them side by side. So they look pretty awesome. The extra airflow is kind of nice because with my diffuser, I'm not sure how much of a difference it's going to make, but I guess it's going to allow some airflow to come in through there, through these holes, and I guess it's better than nothing. So I'm not going to complain on that end. The upper camber arms, of course, here's the old upper camber arm. No adjustments. It's pretty simple, pretty thin piece of metal there. This thing is shot. I mean, nothing even moves, and it's cracked.
One eternity later.
But what do you expect? I mean, they're original. On the new ones, fully adjustable, so you can adjust your camber. I mean, they're really beautiful looking. And then for your spacers, they do come with your spacers that you just lock in on each side. That way it mounts up good. And I did go ahead, I did this side so far. I'm getting ready to go do the other side. And I mean, fairly simple, everything lined up perfectly. No complaints on that end. I mean, everything looks awesome. Of course, I gotta keep adjusting my camera to get it to where I want it to be, but it's good enough for now because race season's until, we still have plenty of time until race season. So I'm not worried about that too much. I mean, it's pretty much set up as a standard car right now. So I did get the PCI Dash. Couple updates on the dash. So I did get the Haltech IC7 digital display. I'm gonna get that, put it in there. Hopefully everything will have to do some adjustments because I still have like my turn signals and stuff, because I do drive the car on the street when I go to like car shows, car meets, or whatnot. The dash, you do have to pull the windshield out in order to put in the top bolts. You have to drill, because you have to drill some new holes. There's like, yeah, so there's 3 or 4 bolts, or 4 holes that you're gonna have to drill into it. I guess I'm gonna have the glass company come out, pull it, and then I'll drill the holes, and then put the bolts in, and then they'll put the glass back on. I haven't done it yet. I just kind of put, so it is secure right now because it's like mounted to the steering column. So I don't see it going anywhere. It just kind of rattles a little bit sometimes. So I put like some thick double-sided tape underneath of it, like some VHB type tape to put underneath of it to help it from rattling, because it's kind of annoying. But I got that in, so it does leave 2 inches on each side for clearance, which is fantastic for me to be able to extend my roll cage out, because definitely want to get a full roll cage in the car. And then some updates on the build as far as the motor goes. So I was gonna go a high compression build. After thinking about it, talking to some people, I'm like, with the stock motor the way it is, the car already has plenty of power. So with the new motor, it's gonna be a brand new block, brand new head, straight out of a crate. And so I'm gonna get the heads built with Ferris stuff, and then like valve springs and all that. And I'm gonna put in BC camshafts, or the Crowder camshafts, and then it's gonna be nitrous build. So I'm actually going from a J35, which is the one that's in here now, to a J32. The reason is the arms are actually much thicker in the 32 versus the 35. So I'll be able to push a lot more nitrous. So probably gonna be staging nitrous up to 150 shot. Will be about 450 of the wheels with nitrous. Of course, another reason is I went this route is because, like I said, the power is already there. I have plenty of power. The car weighs 2,500 pounds with me in it. That's plenty good for me. And then with 450 horsepower with nitrous, if I need the extra boost, I have it, and that's pretty awesome. For the wheels, I got my wheels in. So I got the 15x10s, KE Motorsports from Phil's Tire and Service. And then I'm going 245, 40, 15 up front. And then the rears, I have 15x9s, and they're gonna be 225, 45, 15. And I'm gonna stick with the RT660s. I did a lot of research on the different tires as far as the Azeni, the Nankongs, and yeah, there's the AO52s that people use. And they all have like a little bit of an advantage in different areas. There's not really a tire right now that in the 200 treadwear range that sticks out, bar none above everything else for different occasions. So at some tracks this tire might do better, some tracks the other tire will do better, and it is what it is. Yeah, I think in the test I saw they were all within like in half a second, which is pretty good. I mean, it's not like you're racing against cars that are all like NASCAR, they're all the exact same ratings, you know, so it's gonna come down to driver skill at that point at this level. It's not like a professional or anything. What else I got? So I got the door cards in from LRB Speed. Kind of can see it in the video. They went in pretty easy, not too difficult. Just look at the directions. The only thing that I wish that LRB did was just like the way was bag their bolts and label them like PCI does. When you get all your PCI stuff, everything is labeled for you. You know exactly what's going where. For the LRB Speed door panels, they're not necessarily labeled. On the instructions it says, yeah, use this type screw for this, but I mean, when you're looking at all the screws, for most people that don't know exactly what all the screws are, it makes it a little more difficult to know where to put in what. That would be my only complaint with the door panels. I'm probably gonna take them off and maybe line it with like a little piece of foam tape around it. I don't know, they're kind of tight already, so I'm not sure if it'll work or not, but there is a little bit of a rattle, but my car is completely gutted anyways, so it's not the only thing that rattles, I'm sure. You can hear every little pebble when I'm on the road. That's pretty much it right now. I got a new hood back here, new fenders, because I'm gonna have to tear up these fenders. I'm hoping these I can pull enough to where I can still not have to worry about too much for the rear. The front, I gotta do a lot. I mean, it's sticking out. The wheels are sticking out a lot. Like 2 to 3 inch. I would say 3, maybe even 4 inches. I didn't exactly, I didn't have a tire on it yet. There's getting tires put on right now. To actually lower it to see how it actually sets, but with the rim sticking out, or when it was up, it was sticking out pretty far. But hopefully that kind of goes in whenever you lower the car, so it's not sticking out so much. But yeah, other than that, it's pretty much it. Simple things I got to figure out are my rocker panel switches to be able to fit this dash. Right now, I just have my old ones just kind of jigged in there, just to make it work for now until I get all my Hall Tech stuff. But overall, love everything that I get from PCI. No complaints ever. Every single part that I get that they make, I enjoy all of it. It's super self-explanatory as far as putting everything together. Directions are clear, bags are labeled for bolts, tells you when you need to use blue Loctite, when you don't. That's pretty much it. I mean, everything's coming along slowly but surely. Actually, I would say it's actually coming together pretty quickly until I get on my Haltech, a new motor and stuff. Then it's gonna kind of slow down because the car's gonna be in the shop till I get all that pulled and rewired, and that's the no fun part. I hate wiring. But yeah, so appreciate you guys tuning in. Please subscribe, like, comment. I'll answer any questions you guys have. And then we're gonna be hitting the track hopefully in March. Well, March, is early that in March. No, it's more, I think that's a show. May, I know the track does start in May for just the local, it's like a 0.33 mile drag oval, so it's not straight. So it adds a lot more skill into it, because you're going this, you know, you go down the straight stretch, then you're going to hit that first turn, and then that turn 3 is another doozy, because if you don't come into it too hot, you'll be going sideways or into a wall. For this car, I always go sideways whenever I hit it too hard. Hopefully with all this, the aero stuff that I got in and all the spherical bearings I've been changing out will help that out a ton. I can hit these turns a lot harder, a lot quicker. But yeah, so feel free to comment any questions you guys have. I'll be here to explain anything you have, and help you all out with your own builds. So appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in again. Please subscribe, like, and comment. Thanks.